Welcome to this course titled Problem Solving, Paranoia and Hallucinations, provided for you by Educare, a division of Mirabel Management. My name is Jennifer Anderson, and I will be your facilitator today. This course is intended to provide for you information about paranoia and hallucinations, and the tools to support the symptom when it's present. The learning objectives for this course include: describe common causes of paranoia and ways to intervene, describe common causes of hallucinations and ways to support the client when the symptom is present, and finally, determine when to apply the so what philosophy. Let's first look at paranoia. People with dementia can be suspicious of those around them, even accusing others of wrongdoing such as stealing, infidelity, doing something without their knowledge, maltreatment, and more. This belief and delusion leads to paranoia and can become worse as the disease progresses and the memory worsens. For example, a person with poor memory may be paranoid that people are stealing their photographs when the memory is the contributing factor, because they cannot remember that they tucked the photographs away in a dresser drawer 2 days ago. The two main reasons for paranoia stem from memory loss and the inability to understand the people and their environment around them. I just provided an example of the paranoia when it stems from memory loss, but what about paranoia that comes from not understanding? Imagine that you're working with a client to get him ready for a doctor's appointment. His daughter will pick him up and take him to the appointment. You explain to the client what you're doing and why, but he doesn't understand you. A few moments later, the client's daughter arrives. The two of you begin talking about the client and the upcoming appointment. The client becomes suspicious that you'll be taking him somewhere other than the doctor's office because he initially never understood. When so much around them is confusing, it's no surprise people with dementia are suspicious and paranoid. They just simply cannot make sense of it. The one thing you have to understand is that someone with dementia may have good reason for acting suspicious or paranoid. Do not disregard their feelings and statements, but rather investigate to make sure they are true or untrue. Unfortunately, people with dementia can be victims and taken advantage of by others. If they tell you something is missing, you'll want to investigate it to verify whether it is true or untrue. In the book Partial View, an Alzheimer's Journal, Carrie Smith Henderson, who has been diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, writes in his journal about his experience with paranoia and feels it's just basic for those with the disease. Carrie Smith Henderson shares, and I quote, "I just chalk up paranoia as one of those things which is basic to Alzheimer's people. The feeling of frustration, the feeling of having missed something, it's real big, it's heavy. We miss a lot of things, and there are times when I feel like people are plotting against me, mainly because I don't hear anything from them. I don't hear good words from them all the time. I'm not doing what I want to do all the time. I think paranoia, if I'm reading things right, almost has to be something that's very basic to living with Alzheimer's." Paranoia should not be treated as so what, because it's upsetting for the client. Determine what is causing the paranoia and look for ways to intervene. Some tips that may help you include not reacting if the client is accusing you of wrongdoing, not arguing or correcting the client, showing the person you care, assisting in finding a solution to what the client believes, looking for an item that is missing, or looking for distractions or redirecting. "Lois, look what I found. Here's a photo of your daughter. When will you see her again?" When possible, duplicating lost items may be helpful.
Hello, this is Edna. I had a client named Agnes who believed that one of her caregivers was going to harm her. We later learned that the caregiver resembled someone from Agnes's past, and therefore she felt this was going to happen again. When her paranoia intensified, we needed to remove Agnes from being near this certain caregiver, knowing her paranoia would get so bad that she would become a flight risk and try and leave the building.
Hallucinations are different than paranoia. Common with frontal lobe dementia or Pick's disease, when a person with dementia hallucinates, he sees, hears, feels, smells, and tastes something that isn't there. This is caused by changes in the brain. The individual may see objects moving in front of them that are not real. They may believe that a cat is nearby when there is no cat. They may hear people talking when it is completely silent. They may even engage in a conversation with an individual even though the person isn't there or isn't real. Some hallucinations are so what material as they're not harmful to the client or others. You can't change the perception of your client when it's very real to her. If you sense, however, that the hallucination is causing fear or anxiety, then implement the following tips. Acknowledge the hallucination by saying, "Barb, I see you're talking with someone who's upsetting you. Who is it?" When she answers, offer a solution such as, "Would you like to leave and get away from him? I can go with you." Be calm and let the client know that you're there to help and to keep her safe. Additional tips include use a distraction such as, "Barb, would you like to go for a walk?" or "Barb, would you like a cup of coffee?" This may divert her attention to something else and take the worry or the concern away. Look for contributing factors such as mirrors, television programs, or magazine covers and remove them. They may be leading the client to believe that someone is near even though you know they're not real.
Hi, it's Edna again. In the event your client is hallucinating something that is not dangerous, play along. Engage in the experience to find out what the person is really experiencing and learn from where it might be originating.
Paranoia can be very common for people with dementia due to their memory loss and an inability to make sense of their surroundings. It can also be very uncomfortable and require an intervention from you to calm the situation and make the client feel better. With a hallucination, it doesn't always result in the need for assistance. However, if the hallucination is creating fear or anxiety, it's essential to assist the client to feel better. Thank you for your time and attention. Please take the knowledge assessment that follows this course. For questions, please ask your supervisor.